No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw podcast, where it doesn't matter if it's a hard penis or a soft penis, Vince loves cocks. I am your host, the patron saint of podcast, and the Warden Matt Reader. Not you, Vince McMahon. It's wrestling related. Patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Reader, and I am here with my co-host this evening, one who may or may not love cocks. I'm not gonna, shame if he does. Daddy Delgado, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, and my friend Vince. What's going on, Vince?
Daddy's home, Matt.
And the Shaman of Sheelite, Cater Tot, the Sultan of Step On Me, host of the Sheelite Showcase inside the mind of, in the crowd, and the hardest working woman in podcasting today, or at least that's what they say, Miss Katie Baby.
Hey, you didn't call me Katie Vick all October.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
And, I appreciate that so much. I was expecting it every time I came on this month. I was like, he's going to call me that. And why are you like this?
I said I would post a question for the chat. And I want the numbers.
Are you the way that you are?
I want the analytics. I want to know. I want to know.
What you want? Give it to me. Give me what I want.
So anyway,
and I want to know.
We are here to talk SmackDown, Raw, Dynamite, Rampage, and NXT. What's going on, Tim? Vince, after meeting with Travis Sunday after Dem Thrones, he wanted to streamline everything. So while I'm hosting, you are in charge of the chat and sound bites. So do a good job. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Love the vote of confidence.
I'll be in charge of chat and sound bites or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Before we get started, I want to plug a few things. First and foremost, Creation World is the banner under which the Smackin It Raw podcast exists. And under that banner, you can also find Getting Off, the number one horror podcast on Pornhub, Creation Comics, the number one Pornhub, and hashtag Them Dragons, the number one House of the Dragon recap show on Pornhub. You can find them on Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World, on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World and creationworld.com. And also we have a Patreon, which you can get at the link tree that Vince had just posted down there, linktree/Creation World. And on that Patreon, you will get Return to Wrestling with Travis and I talking our way through 1997 WCW currently. You will get Multiverse with Travis and Mara and so many other things. So please go subscribe to that and check that out. And if you want a t-shirt, also at that link tree for Creation World, you can get to our Teespring, and there we have these awesome t-shirts that Jizzy designed that I've been plugging because we support women's right to choose. Yes, Chucky fell, he'll be fine. The Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirts. All of the money that is generated when you guys buy these at the end of the month is donated to the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project through the Smackin It Raw podcast. And Katie also has them available, and they are their proceeds all go to Planned Parenthood. There you go, Chucky. You're all right. Good job, bud. And also, if you enjoyed our entrance music, our theme music, the start of the show, or what we have over on Getting Off, check out at Heel Tactics _ the mad scientist, as I like to call him, Jay Land on the Beat, has done all of the theme music for all of the podcasts that we generally work with. Young Kings Wrestling, Straight Talk, Katie's shows, all like 20 of them, our shows. So he's great. If you need a hookup for music, please go check him out. Now that I plugged myself, Travis, Mara, Katie, Jaylan, creation world as a whole, with different various butt plugs, we can get started on the show. So let's get into news and rumors. First and foremost, G4 TV is dead. Mr. Xavier Woods lost his job and found out on a plane. They didn't even contact him. They just tweeted some shit out, and he had to find out on a plane reading Twitter.
Yeah. It's so fucked. It's so disrespectful.
So here's my thing. G4 TV was never going to work because you can just go to YouTube and watch all of your favorite YouTubers play games. Nobody's going to go sit down on a channel that doesn't have all of their favorite YouTubers on it. Like you get all of that info, you get all that, like it's readily available at YouTube whenever you want it. You don't have to tune in, you don't have to DVR it or on demand it. As much as I love Xavier Woods and I love up, down, down, like, and I get why they brought it back, we are far past the need for a G4 TV in current society.
I mean, yeah, like I understand why they revamped it and why they wanted to revamp it and everything like that. And like it went for a good year. I mean, they did what they could. I mean, they had to deal with like the tail end of like the pandemic, so working through that, and I mean that gave Xavier Woods a chance to bring more wrestlers on who he's had on Up, Down, Down, which is one of the best things about like Austin Creed, Xavier Woods, is the fact that he has Up, Down, Down, because it's so fun. Him and Tyler Breeze are the best, and I just love Tyler Breeze. So anything with the two of them is great.
But Up, Down, Down is not part of G4 TV, right? Like,
no, it wasn't.
No,
it was
that's
just
the thing. Like,
it was
how
just
you gonna bring?
Like,
go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it was just another way. It was more so probably like G4 TV, like reaching out to WWE to get more wrestlers on, to bring more names to the shows that they were having. I don't remember. I think they only had like 3 or 4 where they brought, I know Biggie and Kofi were on one, Seth and Becky, I think Bailey and Breeze at one point. But like, I think that's probably why they did it, because Up, Down, Down, it's with WWE, so you can bring on basically whoever in the company. But with that, I think it was more so just, just a way to bridge.
What did you say, Katie?
What?
What did you say?
I said I agree to that.
Oh, okay. That is not what I heard.
That's what I said. I promise.
A way to bridge. I got you. I just, like, if you're going to bring Xavier Woods on, he's got a popular show. Like, you try and get that show on there because.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it did what it had to do.
Yeah. Vince, any thoughts on G4 TV? You didn't even know what the fuck it was today when I talked to you.
He's also muted.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
I did mute myself. No, I didn't know what the fuck it was. That's why I'm over here just like, I'll just wait till you guys are done talking about it.
Perfect. Triple H got the vid, was not at Monday Night Raw. Don't know if he was at SmackDown.
I mean,
possibly.
The quarantine restrictions are pretty like flaccid right now, so
I'm pretty sure the penis you like.
No.
Oh, so you like rock hard penis?
I don't like penis. Period. I don't have it.
What do you got against penis?
It's not my personal taste.
You like your own penis?
Well, I kind of have to. I'm stuck with it.
You don't have to like your own penis. You can hate your own penis. There are people that hate their bodies all the time. I would support you if you wanted to like your own penis. Like, you should. You should love yourself. You should find self-love. You should practice self-love. Milk Michael Myers. So they say.
Stop. No. No.
Yeah, I hope Triple H is okay. I hope it wasn't anything severe, but he got the vid.
He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
I hope so.
He'll be fine. I'm more worried about Hangman as opposed to Triple H.
Well, that is in the Spitzer Swallows. That's something that happened during the week. Ace Steel, bit of man, lost his job. CM Punk maybe supposedly rumors that they're gonna buy out his contract. I don't believe shit until it's official because dirt sheets fucking suck. And the person that was saying it was Dave Meltzer, and I don't trust the goddamn thing that comes out of his mouth because he doesn't know shit.
No, yeah, because Uncle Dave's a fucking liar.
The only thing I'll say about him is that if he knows about anything, it would be AEW because he has his own little snitches there. So
What are you talking about? The Young Bucks aren't there right now.
I feel like he has other people as well. Like I feel like people like
in
AEW
he clearly has something because there's no way in fuck that Tony Khan has one.
You know for a fact that Britt's probably one of the people that talk to Meltzer and give him like little like secrets because she's over here like, oh, I can't wait to get a Meltzer 5-star rating match because she cares about his opinion. Who? So I'm pretty sure Britt Baker. She was talking about I
didn't hear what you said. Damn.
So yeah, he's fired. Rumors about CM Punk, rumors about WWE being interested in CM Punk, all flying around. None of it is confirmed. Yes, Bakley, Ace bit off more than he could chew. That's why he didn't go for Kenny's penis because that would have been a small snack. Also, what's up, Allison and JJ and Jesus and Tim and Bakley and everyone that's in the chat right now. I appreciate you all for being here. This is a little bit of sad news. So Kevin Nash's son Tristan passed away at the age of 26 on Scott Hall's birthday. So thoughts and prayers to both Scott Hall's family as they're dealing with this first year without Scott on his birthday. And then I'm sure they're close with Kevin Nash's family and now this as well. So both Kevin's family and Scott's family, our deepest condolences from Smackin It Raw podcast because that sucks. And that's a very, very young man who passed away.
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to like lose a child. Like it's like always the parents like wishes to like have their children outlive them. You know,
never want to bury your own child. It's very sad. To bring the mood back up before we get into spitting and swallowing, because I don't want to go into spitting and swallowing after that. Lacey Evans posted that she had an OnlyFans, and I got suckered in to going and clicking on the link and was tricked. And then there was a picture of Jesus, not the one in the chat, but the Christian Savior who died for Christian sins. And it said, just so you know, I'm very disappointed in you. And she fucking got me because, like, of course. Listen, first off, that Jesus has been disappointed in me for far longer than this was not the thing that made him disappointed in me, as I said on the pre-show. But also, of course, I'm gonna go fucking look. There is not realistically probably a woman on this planet that could say, "Hey, I've got an OnlyFans," and I'm not gonna just go take a peek. Like,
see, when I went to her bio, there was the link tree was under construction. So it didn't even let me like see anything because I was just like, oh, I'm curious. Because then I saw Reek put like, oh, it's a trap, and then you did like the Jesus thing, and I was like, what the this bitch? She's a cock tease.
She is. I won't say there isn't any woman on the planet, but in the confines of professional wrestling, there's not a single one of these females that if they open an OnlyFans, I'm not
Vicky Guerrero
peak. Like I'd go, dude. Listen. She was good enough for Eddie. She's good enough for me, and you should feel the same way.
She's a cougar.
Nah, she got white dick and she forgot how to act. So,
and I've got white dick, so why would I not go check her out?
Yeah, well,
I am a proud owner of a white penis.
Whoa, crazy.
Maybe that should be the title. Episode 266: Proud owner of a white penis.
That's so long.
Flaccid and I'm proud.
I did not say it's flaccid. That's you.
No, because there's too much talk about penises right now.
Do you know what show you're on?
Way too much dick talk. So instead of talking about dick, let's talk about what we do with them. Let's get into spits or swallows. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna start right off the bat. The swallow, Big Bob and Cowboy Brock. That was
mine.
Listen. Cowboy Brock is my favorite iteration of Brock Lesnar. Big Bob, Bobby Lashley, put this man through a fucking table, the announce table. Start off the show. Bobby's in the ring, pissed as hell. He's like, I want Brock out here now. Scuffle. It was great.
Scuffle.
Obviously, we're getting the Magic Crown Jewel. It was like fucking confirmed. But like, this is what we want. This is what we needed. Like, it's Brock not in a title picture because Bob doesn't have the U.S. title, and it's big meaty men slapping meat. Who doesn't want this? This is good shit. I'm about it. 10 out of 10. Big Bob, Cowboy Brock. Yeehaw.
Yeah. No, you kind of stole my first swallow of the week, Katie, because that was actually the first thing I had. I'm like, big strong Bob, Rex, Cowboy Brock. Like, I loved it. It was the perfect way to start off Raw. It was, if I'm not mistaken, 2 episodes in a row, back to back, where they don't do the standard, hey, someone comes out for a promo type thing. Because on SmackDown, they did the whole car crash thing. And then this week, they come out with, like, Bobby Lashley calling out Brock. So I thought that was a great way. I love the way they opened the show.
Agreed. Swallow. Bobby calls out Brock, beats the living shit out of him. That's what my notes say, because that's what happened. I do need one thing in this feud that I hope we get before then. I need BBC. Bobby, Brock, Cage.
Again, more talk about penises.
Bobby, Brock, Cage. BBC. How's that British Broadcasting Channel? Like, BBC can stand for more things.
BCC.
Yeah, well, that's the BBC. See, now we're back to penises. Anyway, Vince, spit or swallow?
Fuck. I think I'm you know what? Let's just get this out of the way. I'm gonna start things off with I'm swallowing Rey Mysterio living his best life on SmackDown. He pulled a netty to get the dub. He rocked the Macho Man gear. He had a little like swag and pep in his step when he was talking to Imperium in the backstage area. Regardless of whether you want to say that this man's a terrible father or not, that's irrelevant. Him on SmackDown just fits perfectly. The wrestler, everything, just it works. I love it.
Can I just
hold on.
Okay.
Jesus, when I said cage, I meant fight pit, which is a cage. So
not that kid.
But BBFC doesn't work as well unless it's big black fucking. Anyway, I
think it works better now.
I guess it'd be BBFP, big black fucking penis. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Still works.
He's funnier.
Katie, go ahead and shit on him so then I can shit on him.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, as someone with a terrible father, I can sense terrible fathers. Rey Mysterio is a bad father.
Okay, but that's not what's what being talked about.
I'm just stating the fact. Like you.
Okay,
like,
so
I get it. Hey, you said your piece. I'm saying mine.
Yeah.
You're like, listen, we're gonna forget Rey being a bad dad, and we're gonna talk about Rey having, puffing out his chest, that pep in his step. I get it, but we really can't escape the fact that he ran from his problems, aka his son, tried to quit, which was some bullshit because man's had his gear somehow. He just happened to go to SmackDown. He's like, hey, Triple H, I got my gear. I'm trying to quit though. So he's a snake, and he's a bad dad because he won't discipline his child who's out here running amok. Like, that's a bad dad.
So I'm gonna piggyback off what Katie said, but bring it back to kind of combine the 2 points of what Vince said, what Katie said. So here's the deal: you're celebrating Rey living his best life. However, Rey is living his best life by abandoning his family and not doing his fatherly duties. Again, as I said last week, he went out for a pack of smokes and he ain't coming back. He decided he did not want to take responsibility for his child's actions, and now he's out here thriving on a separate show, and you are celebrating him thriving 100%. As a terrible father and avoiding his responsibility.
Yes. Correct. Did I stutter? No, I didn't. Okay. I said what I said. Regardless of if this man is a bad father or not, doesn't matter. He said he was a grown-ass man. He said that with Rhea Ripley. That was his poppy, his mommy, whatever, right? He's doing his own thing on Raw. Fine. At a certain point, once you're 18, 20, 21, 19, whatever, I did all the parenting, whether it was terrible, good, or indifferent. That is a whole ass man on Monday Night Raw living his life. The fatherly duties are done at that point. Whether he did a good job or not, I'm not here to question it. I'm not here to deny any wrongdoing that he may have done. I'm just saying on SmackDown, he had a pep in his step. He didn't have to worry about Dominic anymore. Then he was confronting Imperium. He rocked some Macho Man gear, and he did the Eddie Guerrero. So like you knew that when he pulled the Eddie Guerrero, you knew I was swallowing that just for the Eddie Guerrero thing alone.
But you won't swallow Vicky. Anyway, neither here nor there.
No.
So I get what you're saying, Vince, and I want to move on from this. I don't want to give it too much time because I'm also going to spit something that's somewhat related to this. But listen, as a father, it doesn't matter how old your child is. If your child is a piece of shit, you're still responsible for that child because you're the one that raised that child to be a piece of shit. Everyone is going to come to you, look at you, talk to you, and say, hey, why didn't you do a better job raising this child? Like, you don't think that Jeffrey Dahmer's parents didn't get shit for raising Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, we're just supposed to be okay with how they treated him because they're that's not how it works. Also, as I pointed out on Twitter, clearly it's a sign that his tight said I am Lucha, not world's greatest dad, out here in his Macho Man.
Whatever.
Here nor there. I'm spitting the OC and Judgment Day segment. OC defeated Alpha Academy. AJ makes a challenge that's accepted for Crown Jewel by Finn, which led to a bunch of controversy because now Carl Anderson's like, listen, New Japan booked me for a fucking show that they didn't clear with Doc Gallows, and he's my booker, so I'm just not showing up to defend my title there because I'm going to Crown Jewel, even though I said I'd never go back to Crown Jewel and I'd never come back to WWE, but money's more important than anything. Shout out to Hot Carl for that.
The almighty dollar.
AJ challenges Dom and Rhea and accepts, or AJ challenges Dom and Rhea accepts for him because not only is he a piece of shit, but he can't even handle his own business. However, he was talking shit about Ray on Monday Night Raw for just running off to SmackDown and hiding from his problems.
He is that emo, rebellious child that acts tough to their parents because they know they ain't gonna do shit. They're that spoiled white bratty child. But the minute someone actually steps to them, they get put in their place and just follows the crowd and is a follower and not like a leader. Like, so he's given into peer pressure and the whatnot. I do not condone young Dominic's actions, but I don't question them. You know, like the motives seem pure.
Also, the only part of this I'm swallowing is AJ being a better dad than Rey Mysterio and stepping up to beat the piss out of Dominic.
Well,
like
he's
Ray
a Southern
should have.
dad. He's a Southern white man dad. Of course, he's going to beat his
Mexico
children.
not South?
Yes, but Rey Mysterio is a progressive Californian father that doesn't whip his children.
So you're saying Rey Mysterio's become Kerwin White, and you're swallowing him living his best Kerwin White life?
As a father, yes. Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
Ray is Mexican. What the fuck, man?
Isn't there something about like he should be beating that child with the chancala? Isn't that a thing? Like, anyway. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow everything Seth Rollins and Mustafa Ali. This is the era of Rollins. We're all just living in it and embracing the vision. Mustafa Ali getting this feud is something I wanted because that man is fantastic in the ring. He has improved so much on the mic. And, like, you needed another good challenger because I'm spitting Riddle even getting that title shot in the first place. But you needed another good challenger for Seth fucking Rollins. Who better than fucking Rollins?
Freaking Rollins.
Who better than Mustafa Ali? Like, there's no one else besides Chad Gable, who's just a gem of a human being. There's no one else on the roster who could have this spot right now. Because everyone else is off doing other shit. Whatever. This is what I want. This is what I need. I want this at not Crown Jewel. What's after? Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Yeah, it would be Survivor Series.
Well, I don't know. Well, we don't know. Okay, so we know like we're getting War Games matches, but we don't know if we're still doing like IC title versus US title, because like we don't know.
I know we're not. I specifically read that they're not doing brand versus brand shit because there are no brands, so you can't do it.
I just meant like mid card versus mid card title, not really necessarily brand versus brand.
They could still do champions versus champions if they wanted to.
For what?
If they wanted to.
There's no brand supremacy, so what's the point?
Well, yeah, the brand split is 100% not real. I was just more saying like Seth versus Gunther would be kind of cool.
Real. It's just.
And do we really want to see Seth versus? I mean, I wouldn't mind Seth versus Gunther, but like we wanted Bobby versus Gunther. That's what we wanted.
Well, we wanted Big Bob and Gunther, but we're getting Big Bob and Cowboy Brock. Yo,
it's just a quick pivot. It's just
BBFP.
A quick pivot. BBFP. Yeah, but I'm with Kitty. Should
BBFP just be the title of the show?
BBFP.
I don't think it's going to get a lot of views, but episode 266 BBFP. If you know, you know.
I'm in.
If you know, you know. Isn't that from like the Domino's commercial?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Katie. This is the second time she's actually just like taking my next swallow, because I was going to swallow Chicago's own Mustafa Ali, taking it and getting it to Seth Rollins' face and then beating the shit out of him after the match. What?
No. Listen. First off, we're swallowing the Messiah because he let us know what happened. The only reason that he tapped was so that he could save himself for his match against Bobby for the U.S. title, which he won. He
very smartly
Riddle again for like the millionth time, so we can just be done with that now. Never.
I think we are.
See Matt Riddle ever wrestle again. Mustafa Ali then challenges Seth, gets disrespectful with my Messiah. And while I love him, he's from Chicago. Like, listen, chill on getting disrespectful with Seth about shit. I know you want your fuck you, Bagley. I know you want your shit, but like, just chill there a second. Seth then gets him to lower his guard by praising him and strikes because Seth is smart and he's still hurt. Like, some shit happened, so he's taking care of himself. Ali tries to come back, but ends up getting dropped. And then goes and talks to Riddle backstage. And I'm pretty sure the curse of Riddle again lives on, because now Mustafa Ali's all buddy with Riddle, which means this is not going to end good for Mustafa Ali. He has learned nothing because he doesn't listen to the Smackin' It Raw podcast. And if you want to survive...
Is there any consequences to Miz for his short interaction with Riddle?
Have you not seen what's been going on with Dexter Lumis for...
Well, that was prior to the interaction with Riddle. This is now after interaction with Riddle. Like, does that...
It's only going to get worse.
Is it?
It's only going to get worse. We're going to find out what he did to piss off Dexter, and then Dexter and Miz are going to have a live sex celebration on Raw, but not consensual.
Whoa, wait.
Miz is not going to enjoy this.
Whoa.
I do not condone that message. The Smackin' It Raw podcast does not condone that message.
Is what's going to happen.
Creation World does not condone that message. Travis does not condone that message.
I agree. Hunter getting COVID is Riddle's fault.
Yep, 100%.
He given his name back. He was trying to do something nice to Riddle, and he got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see that's why you can't do anything nice to that man. He doesn't deserve it. It's a piece of shit.
Okay, like, man, can I just like take a pause and just say how much like the curse of Riddle has just like taken the life on its own, and how like it pops me every fucking week for you to find new methods and new like facts and things that prove the curse of Riddle.
It exists. It's a thing. It's a real thing.
It happens. God. We witness it every week. Like,
oh my god, it's fucking hilarious.
Vince, spit or swallow, unless you guys have anything more on Seth and Riddle.
Instead of going to my next swallow, I'm just gonna like use this as a piggyback swallow to say that the whole Dexter Lumis Miz stuff was great, but I still wanted to know what the reason that Dexter Lumis was targeting Miz for. And then the explanation last week that was like, oh, this is how he was going to get a contract. Like, no, like I didn't like that explanation, but it's not taking a life of its own. It's an actual thing. Fair point. But as I was saying, I like the fact that this this week they added the little wrinkle and layer of Johnny Gargano being like, you know what you did last summer. You know what you promised. You know what you promised Loomis. You better like admit to what you did, or like apologize, or whatever the fuck Johnny was saying. And then Miz like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, it's only gonna get worse for you if you don't admit it, you know. And I thought that was great because it's now a layer of like, what did Miz do? And it just adds some backstory to why he's going after Miz. It's fantastic. I love it.
So everything leading up to Miz bitching out of his match and assaulting Dexter for no goddamn reason is a swallow. Miz pretending that he was hurt to try and get out of it. Gargano tricking Miz into jumping up on both feet. Gargano, again, like you said, giving us fuck no, he does not get any credit for anything. I don't care who he's trained with.
Suzuki Gun himself.
He could train with Undertaker, and then I'd be worried about Undertaker's life for however long he lives because of the curse of Riddle.
Jesus.
Matt, let me ask you a serious question, because JJ brought up fan fiction, and it like cross-reference with Riddle. What if we
Murder Grandpa?
What if in an alternate universe, like in a hypothetical situation, what if you find out that the Great O'Khan is actually best friends with Riddle?
Great O'Khan's cursed.
We don't make the rules.
Oh my god!
Which is probably why he didn't win the G1, which is why he's not main eventing Wrestle Kingdom against Katsukuchi Uganda, which is why he's not doing the things he should be doing, and why everyone thinks that Will Ospreay is the leader of his group.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well,
man gets no respect, and that's probably why.
Goddamn respect.
But yes, I'm swallowing all that, including Myron calling Miz on the bullshit. But I'm spitting Miz, bitching out, and running away from the match because Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Prolonging it.
My first swallow, since I started with the spit, everything Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Cora picking Rhea to be the opponent for Roxy. That match on NXT was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like Roxanne showed out. Also getting the little like Cora beats Raquel. That's always a plus because Raquel lost. Should have taken the pin on SmackDown. Neither here nor there. But that whole thing, I've really enjoyed the pick your poison thing. Finding out who was picking who and who was going where. Doing all of that. Big swallow for me.
You're right, Will. You're the only one that matters. You're the only Will that matters.
I mean, I'm 1,000% swallowing the fact that I knew that Cora was gonna pick Rhea. I knew it.
You knew it in your soul.
I fucking knew. This was before everything was said about being her being cleared.
Yeah, the tingling sensation.
Yes. Fuck off. I knew. And that just Rhea's first match in 100+ days after she was injured looks great. That match was phenomenal. Roxanne sold her ass off for Rhea, as she should. I agree. This whole thing is fantastic with Cora, Roxanne. NXT in general this week was great, but like the alumni coming back, like specifically Raquel and Rhea, who have their own histories with each other. Roxanne and Cora should be names. Roxanne and Cora's match on Halloween Havoc is going to be great.
Oh, for sure.
I love this. Women's wrestling. Fuck yes. This is what we needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that as my swallow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that as my swallow as well. Roxy versus Rhea. The entire match was fantastic. It was the perfect way to kick off NXT. And then the pin at the end might be the thumbnail.
God,
should be the thumbnail.
That pin. It's like, God, I've seen what you've done for others. Help a girl out.
That's Dominic's girl now.
Dominic can't fight. I'll fight him too.
And the fact that Dominic can't fight still makes no sense as why Ray won't whoop his ass, but that's neither here nor there. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm spitting JBL in general, but more so the fact that this man was just swimming in a suit that for some reason didn't fucking fit.
Shut up, bitch. Swallow.
Wow. You use that on me?
I didn't use it.
Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself one more time. No, go ahead.
That was not me.
Since I have to swallow,
I'm in control here.
Explain.
And you're going to give me what I want.
I will explain why I was going like this before Vince used it, though I do not condone Vince's use.
That's okay. That's okay.
Soundbite. The only reason JBL gets a swallow is because there was a trade, official trade. Corbin for Ray, which WWE just likes to move people around randomly for no fucking reason. There's not even a brand split, and Triple H is still doing trades. So shout out to Triple H for doing that. And that is why JBL showing up in his giant pantsuit.
Like, where did he get this suit from? I don't understand. He looked like a kid putting on his dad's suit. Where, sir? You've been wearing suits how long? Why are you swimming?
I get why Katie is spitting it, but I'm gonna swallow it for two reasons. One, and most of them are because of it impacts Matt positively. One, he shit talked Rey Mysterio being a terrible father, which I'm sure Matt and everyone at Young Kings Wrestling appreciated. And B, like Matt mentioned, he gave a reason as to why Ray was on SmackDown and now Baron Corbin's on Raw. There was a trade. Like, I love that. I still haven't forgiven him for the shit he's done during the Eddie and Ray and during the Eddie Guerrero feud. But he was still a good promo. I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't hate JBL as much as everyone does. I don't love JBL, but he's not the worst.
Katie, would you like to read the comment that is now on the screen?
He won't swallow Vicky, but he'll swallow JBL.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That is.
Where's the lie?
But if you swallow JBL, doesn't that make you Vicky? Because wasn't your whole thing she got white penis and then
I think that's correct.
No. Okay, we're gonna unpack it a bit. I'm spitting Vicky because she forgot how to act like a strong Latina because she got some white thing. That's what I'm saying. Over here being anti-border or being border control and all this shit, knowing full well she's she married into the biggest Mexican wrestling family that are Mexican immigrants, and she's anti. I'm not gonna get into politics, but that. True. But I'm talking about the character, JBL. Yeah, that's the segment I was trying not to reference. I haven't forgiven him about. But I liked what he did on TV this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince, spit or swallow?
Let's go back to NXT and let's swallow Shinsuke Nakamura returning to NXT. Looking like he never skipped a beat. The NXT crowd was so into the whole match. It shouldn't have gone as long as it did with Stacks or Two Dimes or whatever his name is.
Stacks.
D'Angelo Dinero or whatever his name is. But it was a good match. And from what I saw online is that he might be sticking around NXT for a little bit. So that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, I'm swallowing Shinsuke on NXT.
I mean, I tweeted that. What?
You are not going to use a swallow to be disrespectful to the motherfucking Don and his crew. I saw what you did. It was very thinly veiled, and I will not stand here and allow it to pass. You dickhead. First off, yes, you failed 100%.
Wow.
You tried, and you fucking failed. Stacks earned the Don's respect. We got Shinsuke back on NXT. all of that is a swallow because that man stood up to a former NXT champion in Shinsuke Nakamura, former Royal Rumble winner in Shinsuke Nakamura, multiple time IC champion in Shinsuke Nakamura, and held his own. So shout out to Stacks and shout out to the Don, whose respect was earned by Stacks in that match.
What's his name again? What's his full name again?
Can I just talk enough of that?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that yes, this like Nakamura returning and the match was Stacks and Stacks earning Tony D's respect. Big swallow. I audibly gasped when Nakamura's music hit on NXT. I was like, oh my god. Because theme slaps hard as hell. One of the best themes in WWE. I like ones that you can sing along to, which is why I like Seth Rollins. And if
best theme though.
Whatever. If Nakamura does stay in NXT, cool. That gives another name, another big name that is I believe a 2-time NXT champion.
Yes.
And you have him back down there. Like, it's smart. Smart. I like it. I'm about it.
It is Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, and to help you remember that, he is as attractive as Channing Tatum and Lorenzo Lamas. So he's got both names in there. Actors.
I love Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
And
Lorenzo Lamas.
Channing Tatum, Lorenzo Wright, Lorenzen Wright?
Lamas.
Lamas?
Where did you get right? How the fuck did you get right?
I don't think Vince knows what's even happening on the show right now.
Channing Stacks Lorenzo.
Channing Lorenzo the Stacks? Or he's stacking Channing Tatums with a guy named Lorenzo.
Matt Spitterfield.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, you're just still butthurt because your group went up and abandoned somebody on the side of the road.
And speaking of my group, I'm swallowing the segment.
It's not your turn.
It is my turn now.
No,
you literally just went. That was your fucking turn. Who do you?
Maybe if you weren't watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians in the background, you would understand.
I'm not.
You
I
were.
am not. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And no point. No point.
Thank you, Jesus.
Tomatoes.
I am swallowing Chucky punking out Waller and announcing the spin the wheel, make the deal for his match at Halloween Havoc.
Yes.
Or just Chucky being on NXT at all, because he also showed up for the Chase U on the screen, and that was fantastic. Loved it. So Chucky on NXT, all about it.
And that's something we were talking about, because we were talking about like who could host Halloween Havoc, which like I'll get to next. And we were like, imagine Chucky like hosting, because like he's made cameos in NXT before, but this was so funny. More specifically, like him and Blonde Bodie. That shit was so. I was cracking up. Chucky season 2, fantastic, and Chucky in general is so funny. So that interaction was great, and like Thea being like, "What the fuck." Chucky.
All of the swearing, Blonde Bodalis swearing, Thea swearing, everyone getting censored. Loved it. I do want to point out something before we go to Katie that I think we kind of glossed over is along with that swallow that I had where Seth defeated Riddle for the 100th time and all of those things. Elias actually returned to WWE, was interrupted by Riddle because he's a fucking asshole. And then because of that, took up all of Elias's time to perform.
Yeah.
With the stupid fucking bongos and just being a complete and total jackass. And then Elias took it out on Seth. So like curse of Riddle coming to Elias too if you don't straighten your shit out.
Which, like, how dare Riddle disrespect the Pittsburgh native Elias like that? I know Riddle sucks. I'll fight him. I'll fight whoever. I'm sick of this shit. Don't disrespect Elias. He's been gone.
I don't put it past Riddle to hit a woman, so.
I mean, he can hit me only once. I'll hit him back 10 times harder.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so cute. You had to leave so you could get a kiss. if you want to go bar hopping, you can go bar hopping. We got this. Like, I don't want to take you away from, potential vagina time. You're also still muted. You keep muting yourself and then forgetting you did it. So, bye, Melissa. Did she dye her hair?
No, she cut it. It's just like the light from the lamp. It makes it look brighter. No, I'm devoted to winning the Pornhub Poppy race, and then we have the whole weekend to ourselves. We got like Bulls game tomorrow, and we seen the Yandel concert on Sunday, so it's fine. We good.
The what concert?
We seen the Yandel.
I have no idea what the.
Look it up. Reggaeton.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
I'm gonna make it We Seen the Yandel our outro next week.
Hey, Katie, spit or swallow.
I brought up Halloween Havoc. I don't know. Just I do not know. I'd say I'd kick him in the balls, but he doesn't have any, so
he might like it. He might like
that's
it.
Also true. That's also true.
You run that risk.
Since I brought up Halloween Havoc, and I'll take this swallow from Matt. Shotzi Blackheart coming back to host Halloween Havoc as she should, as the only host we would have accepted besides Chucky as a nice little cameo host, and a nice little side swallow. Super Diva Quincy Elliott being her co-host. Oh yes. Oh, here we go. I just know some shit's gonna go down. Oh, there it is.
Listen, Katie, I have to agree 100%. First off, the Super Diva is the Rack incarnate. Like, if the Rack was the wrestler and black, it would be the Super Diva Quincy. So, yes, 100%. Shotzi is fantastic. Love me some Shotzi. Can't wait to get some Shotzi. Can't wait to see what their costumes are going to be together, what they're going to go as, the costume changes, all of the fun things that we are going to get. That idiot Matt Ritter had one thing right, and that was advocating for the fact that Shotzi should be the only Halloween Havoc host for the last 2 years. And he got that right. And now she is back, and he is happy, and the Rack is happy, and Quincy is going to be happy. And if I ever get to meet him, you guys better watch out, because the Rack and Quincy together, that is an unstoppable duo.
Is that what you want? Give it to me. Give me what I want.
I want it.
Sorry about that. I don't really have control over that when it happens. It just does.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wait, hold up. Wrong one. It's like, I want to see the Rack sit on Vince.
I think the Rack wants to sit on Vince.
That's okay. I'm okay with it.
I'm
Why
with
are
you,
you just not liking my tweet? Jesus, I forgot because you.
We are doing a show. We do not have time for some side conversation about what you guys are doing on Twitter.
Conversation
As a matter of fact, you can have it in the chat. You cannot have it in the middle of my show when you should be spitting or swallowing, Vince.
I'm spitting the fact that I can't have a conversation with Jesus. No.
Okay. So
then go have a conversation with Jesus.
No, I'm gonna stick in NXT. Actually, stick with NXT for a minute. It's small, but it was great. I love the interactions between Cameron Grimes and JJ spinning the Rack. Interesting. I'm swallowing Cameron Grimes' interaction with the OC. Like, the little tidbit that we got on Raw was pretty interesting, but the one on NXT was fantastic. Cameron Grimes literally turned Luke Gallows on to the point of climax. That man orgasmed right there in the locker room just by the scent and eyesight of all the money in his face. I don't know why. I loved it. Can I explain why I loved it? No. I just thought it was great. I
just feel like you're all about the OC after finding out about Hot Carl last week. I feel like you've got a new fetish.
I won't kink shame people that are into it.
Do you have a Hot Carl fetish?
No, I don't. I don't actually. I have no reason to deny that.
I was not feeling that. I'm gargling it like it was not a spit or swallow for me. I didn't
Really?
need the OC on NXT. I have not been feeling Cameron Grimes for a very long time. So,
well, I liked it,
and I hate the dyad. So, like,
the dyad can suck. No, I'm not talking about the match. I'm just talking about like the backstage interactions and stuff. That's what I was swallowing.
I am going to spit prehistoric Paul. promo on Axiom and Frazier, and just existing in NXT. Period.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even acknowledge his existence and pretend like he's not there. Like, as far as I'm concerned,
in the ladder match on Saturday.
As far as I'm
hard
concerned,
to forget him.
I am shunning him. He's shunned from.
He's a terrible fucking promo.
Yeah, it's the worst. He's the fucking worst. I prefer Leo over him, honestly. Like, there's more redeeming qualities about Aaliyah and Eva Marie than there is about prehistoric Pete or Paul or whatever the fuck we call him. I don't keep track of his names because I don't care enough.
Because you're fucking rude and you don't pay attention to our show or play along with any of the things that go on here.
I play it. I play it. I pay attention.
You play along to your shit. Your Sheamus standing, your D'Angelo family slander.
I don't know what you're talking about. I fully said that Tony D'Angelo won. You won. I did
win, and that's all we need. That we could just stop there.
I just still don't know what that dude's name is.
I'm swallowing Kevin Owens on NXT. This man he was roasting JD McDonald Google me JD McDonald. It's that whole thing. Kevin is being like, you were just so creepy. Just saying shit like that repeatedly and telling Braun and Dragunov being like, nobody wants this bobble-headed fuck to win the title. And eruptions of cheers because everyone agrees. It was just fun. And then Kevin knew. He was like, you know what? We know that there's going to be it's going to get physical. It's going to get physical. So he's like, you know what? Everyone just hold on and wait. Got out of the ring. He's like, okay, go ahead. Like, Kevin is so good at just being funny. It's a good time. He didn't even have to wrestle. It was just a nice little KO show. And him just roasting the fuck out of JD's dumbass. 10 out of 10.
I agree. Also, chat, while you're here, you want to participate? Join Jesus. Give us all of your best JD Mick whatever.
JD McDonald's.
In the chat. So JJ, Justin, Bakley, Tim, Allison, Will, everyone that's here, just blow us up. Let us know. Best JD Mc whatevers while we're talking. No, I Kevin fucking Owens. Love Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is fantastic. The only person that should have a talk show in WWE anymore. Period.
Honestly, yeah. But is it bad that I saw that it was the KO show? Like, I was intrigued because it's Kevin Owens in NXT, and they got up until the entrances. But even before anyone started talking, like, Braun made his entrance and everything. But I don't care about Braun. Ilya Dragunov, he's a fine wrestler. He's a fine young man. But I don't really care about him outside the ring, nor his character work. And not in a bad way. Like, it's just like, I just like it's fine.
What do you have against muscular white men? Because, like, you were shitting on Sheamus for a long time until you conceded to that. Now it's Braun, Wardlow, Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme, something a pattern.
I love Drew McIntyre. I love Brock Lesnar. I've never ridiculed nor shamed either of them.
Justin.
JD Micro JD McFlaccid.
Oh, Justin is just gonna
JD Hush Money McMahon.
Yeah.
McDonough, nothing for me at all. But yeah, no, it was just like JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Braun Breaker. I don't really care about that match because I'm pretty sure Braun's gonna win. The only way that he doesn't win is if Dragunov pins McDonough, but I don't think they'll do that. The only interesting thing there is Kevin Owens, and it's like, I don't know, like the whole luster of Braun Breaker has really just like kind of gone away from me.
I love Baby Steiner.
I know Katie does.
I love Braun. No, not for that reason.
I didn't say anything. I know what you're alluding to. I was not alluding to anything.
I know.
You do realize if you're going to say that, you shouldn't have a shit-eating grin on your face as you're lying?
I'm not having the shit any credit.
You absolutely are.
I'm laughing at the
but you're like, I have no idea what you were talking about. I wasn't trying to do anything.
I am laughing at the chat. I'm looking at the chat.
I know what you're saying up there.
I only made mention of it because you brought it up in the group chat the other day, talking about how like you love Braun Breaker. I didn't even read the rest of the chat.
I'm just saying.
Braun's
good.
Yeah, Braun's good. I just I don't care.
What Vince is alluding to but doesn't want to say is the fact that Braun Breaker was recently compared to Goldberg by Goldberg because Goldberg thinks way too fucking much of himself, and then Katie got a bunch of shit about liking Braun Breaker and Goldberg.
Shocker. Yeah, because Bill sucks, and Bill's a piece of shit, and tries to compare himself to younger, better talent. No.
I deadass actually did not see the whole thing. JD McDee's nuts. What? That was not good. Well, I love you, man, but that did not roll off the tongue.
Didn't Jesus say that one too?
Yeah.
Wait, did he?
Wow.
Jesus started with McDoofus, and then McDee's nuts.
Oh yeah, that was bad too. Jesus.
And then McDouble D's.
I like McDouble
D's. That one's a good one.
And then we got JD Micro Dick, and then we got JD Hush Money McMahon. And then we got JD McDonough does nothing for me at all, which was a really long one, but I enjoyed that, Tim. JD McDumbass, JD McDingling, JD McHot Carl, JD McMidcard, which I enjoyed, JD McDoughboy, back to these nuts, and your face is bad, Vince.
Yeah.
And Tim would swallow hard Theory cashing in on Braun. Which was a little tease that we got at the very end of the show with Theory coming out with this thing.
That'd be interesting.
If it keeps Theory away from the WWE Championship and Roman Reigns and that possible nightmare of something happening, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I would trade Theory and NXT for Braun on the main roster. So if that's what we get from this, absolutely.
Okay, you know what? You put it like that. Please don't do that. Yeah, I'll agree. Fine. Stop.
Vince, spit or swallow?
I am gonna. Okay, I was gonna save this for you. No, I'll still save it for you because I think you're still gonna bring it up. I'm gonna swallow everything Damage Control. I like their match against Bianca and Candice LeRae on Monday, and then the title defense against Raquel and Shotzi. Raquel should have taken the pin there because we do not claim her. But yeah, swallowing Damage Control. I like what they're doing. And then Bayley's getting the match against Bianca on Monday. They've been promoting it all night on SmackDown. Yeah, I just like what they're doing. Swallow Damage Control. Again, swallowing women's wrestling.
I'm swallowing the fact that
erectile dysfunction.
Yes, I am swallowing the fact that Damage Control is proving, along with Omos and many other people, that there is no brand split. Because they just show up whenever the fuck they want, wherever the fuck they want. They're on Raw cutting promos. They're having matches. They're on SmackDown doing stuff, which I would accept EO. I would accept
EO and Dakota, yes.
And Dakota.
Bayley, no.
Correct.
Bayley,
because they are tag champs.
No. Now, if they want to sit here and claim that they're doing the New Day thing, that is a no-no because Bayley has to be a third member, a third key in the cog of Damage Control with title defenses, if that's going to be a thing. And that's not a thing. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like Matt thought I was going to contradict him in there.
No, that's why I didn't stop you. My last swallow for NXT is motherfucking Mandy Rose. So obviously she had some personal stuff going on. She was off. Her brother had passed away, I believe. She came back. She came back looking as only she fucking can. On top of, Alba Fire coming out, having the match with Sonya, beating up everyone with a baseball bat, chasing off Mandy. I'm actually really excited for Mandy versus Alba Fire. I know there's not a lot of people out there that are high on Mandy Rose. I don't get why. I think she's been a fantastic NXT champion, women's champion. I think she has done a great job. And when Alba Fire beats her, it's going to be a big deal for Alba Fire. So
yeah.
I don't believe it'll be Alba Fire to take the title away from Mandy Rose, but that's just my personal opinion. I think the Mandy Rose right now is getting like that Bella Twins, like Total Divas negative like effect right now because she was in Total Divas, or she gives off kind of like diva era vibes. she doesn't get credited for the hard work she actually puts in to perfect her craft and improve day in, day out on a weekly basis, not only in the ring, but outside of it with her character work and making like Toxic Attraction the attraction of NXT. That's just not their slogan that they do. They're literally the attraction because like they're the undisputed era of NXT currently. But and that's kind of like my whole thing. It's like it's the same thing that Nikki Bella and the Bella and Brie Bella had to deal with. But it's like Mandy says, put respect on her fucking name because it's like I'm tired of it. Like, yeah, you could have made a case like way back when she was having the little the feud with Sonya Deville and she was still like babyface, which never really resonated with me, and she was like in the love angle with Otis. The love angle story, it got played out, and then she wasn't as good on main roster. She didn't have her footing. She even mentioned that herself. She admitted that herself. And then she came into NXT. Like this version of Mandy Rose is top notch, and she doesn't get the credit. She just gets hate just because she looks high, and she looks like she'd be in the Divas era, and people think that she can't wrestle when she does, and she has a better V trigger than Kenny Omega. There's that.
Katie?
Yeah, Mandy Rose. I mean, if she somehow beats Alba Fire come Wednesday, she hits a full year of being NXT Women's Champion, which is a big deal because that's probably the longest reign in a long time for the women's champ in NXT. And if Alba Fire is the one to take it off her, like you said, that is a big deal coming from the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, one of the longest reigning champions in general. And that's a good thing because then you could always bring up Mandy and Toxic, add another little flair for the women on the main roster because people were saying that the women on the main roster, like, yeah, they're there, but they're not as like doing as much as they could be. So I think if you add Toxic Attraction, who are all good in their own right, but together as a trio are fantastic. Like adding them to the main roster would be cool, or just keep them in NXT a little longer. Let them just like after Mandy loses, because like it's very possible she'll lose. I'm happy with either result at this point, but Toxic Attraction is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. So everything about it, I'm about it. And adding Sonya probably to Toxic Attraction makes sense.
I agree with all that. I agree with the fact that Mandy Rose is a better V trigger than Kenny. And did I hear correctly on the She Elite showcase that the reason that Ace Steel bit Kenny's arm was because Kenny's thighs are too thick, but his arms aren't because he's got big thighs and tiny arms? Is that the point that Savannah was making?
So
was that Kenny had
he's a T-Rex.
the arms of a child and the thighs of Megan Thee Stallion is what I thought she said.
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what? I don't know what all that was about. I just host a show and let her talk.
That's what I do, and that's what I'm going to let you do when you spit or swallow.
I'm going to swallow the 6-man tag on Dynamite between Death Triangle and, as you call them, the Average or Best Friends, because everyone in the match is good besides Chuck Taylor. I love Trent Beretta and Penta, so anytime I can see them interact is great. And it was a good way to start Dynamite. Like you wanted to go up against NXT, which I still watched NXT first. It doesn't matter. Like
I watched the Bulls.
It's a habit. It's a habit. Tuesdays are NXT. That's how my brain.
I mean, I did it on Wednesdays too, so like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's okay. I flip back and forth. I would pick a day. Well, that's whatever. I'm into that. But no, this was a good way to start the show. I liked it. The whole pack wanting to use the hammer. Fenix and Penta being like, no, the fuck, you don't need it. Stop, relax. So that playing into it, their whole dynamic kind of shifting. That means they'll probably lose the titles relatively soon, if I were to guess. I don't know. I like the match. It was good.
So, side note, because honestly, the match didn't do much for me. I didn't really care
No.
going into it, and that might be why. Not that it wasn't a good match. They did their whole thing, whatever, and it was what it was. Not that it wasn't a good match, not that it wasn't a bad match. Title in the backpack was fantastic, but right now, according to the little thing up top, it says 9 with the little eyeball, and I'm fairly certain it's something that I learned in grade school. It's about all the shoulder you're showing. Because I was taught in high school that women were not allowed to show their shoulders because it was men couldn't control themselves from seeing shoulder, and you've got all that shoulder out. So I'm pretty sure that's what's got all our viewers. What will make our Pornhub numbers skyrocket is all that Katie shoulder. And if that's the case, then next week I'm going to be in a tank top and be showing shoulder too. God damn it! See if I can get the women's views up. Women like shoulders.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. This is tattoo shouldered over here. Look at that. Oh, look at that. All of that tattoo shouldered.
I don't think that's gonna do it.
Huh?
I mean, it's not really the shoulder; it's what's below the shoulder. Let's be real here.
That's not what I was told in private school.
I was just gonna ignore that, man. I was just gonna sit there and be like, okay, cool. Like that's not happening. But no, Matt decided, yeah, let's bring this out in the open and discuss it and dissect it.
Listen,
I was just trying to figure out why we have 9 people viewing when normally we don't, and that's the only thing I can attribute it to because it's not you, and it's not me.
I have 9.
We're doing the same shit we do every week.
I have like 5 burner accounts open.
See, honestly. Will said that his views are up ever since Allison joined, and Allison shows shoulder too. So it's all. Listen, guys, if you want to get views on your podcast, more shoulder.
Trying to be like Sandy from Grease. Fuck yeah, Sandy at the end of Grease, hot as fuck.
By the way, Matt, did you see what Jesus said? Why wait till?
Yeah, why wait? Yeah, because I don't have a tank top down here in the basement with me.
Just go shirtless.
Leave the show, go get one, and come
go
back.
Ahead. Go ahead. I'll go into my next swallow while you go.
Nobody can trust you to run the show without me, Vince. Go ahead and spit swallow.
Okay. This is like a spit / swallow at the same time. So I'm swallowing this new like character shift in Liv Morgan. I liked how after the match she just kind of went off and just like fucked up Sonya Deville. Like there was not a clean finish to this match, and I liked what she did last week with attacking Sonya backstage. However, I am going to spit the fact that she wore a Harley Quinn gear because, you know, she's quote unquote crazy now, or she has like this weird maniacal smile or whatever. And it's not that I'm spitting the fact that she's wearing the Harley Quinn costume in general. It's just the fact that she's wearing it now that she has this character. And it's like, I feel like that's overplayed. Like a lot of like wrestlers do like Joker, they do Harley Quinn. Like I feel like I've seen it a lot, and Alexa's done it already.
I'm curious to see where it goes. The Harley Quinn thing tonight didn't really do it for me, but the whole progression of where this is going to go. By the way, Will's going topless on Thursday if you want to see that. I want to see where this ends up and what it's leading to.
No. He says I'm going to less Thursday, and then he said
and
top.
Then below it said yes. So instead of 2, it would be top.
No. I like to believe that he's going to less Thursday, so he's going to a Thursday.
I can't get my leg up that high right now, so you're not getting any thigh from me. Sorry, JJ. They're pasty.
You can lower the camera. You can lower the camera.
You can lower yourself.
Like so, like a little point of view. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's what the chat wants.
Apparently, the chat wants Matt's muscles, so Matt's muscles are out.
Flex on us. Flex on them hosts.
Okay.
Anyway, Katie, any thoughts on Liv Morgan and the Harley Quinn thing? And
I mean, the gear is one thing. I mean, whatever. But I like the slow progression of Liv going crazy.
Yeah.
Everything that happened at Extreme Rules, which her smiling at the end, which that whole match sucked. I've talked about it too much, but her kind of like
match.
You're probably one of the only people who have liked that match.
Someone has to.
It's like her like laughing after like getting hurt, telling Sonya to slap her, and then like laughing about it. It's cool because there's so much happening. I can't focus.
Is it all the shoulder that Matt's showing?
It's all
hard to focus.
It's all the tattoos. No, it's that. It's the chat showing up. I can't focus on anything.
So Matt has too many tattoos on his shoulder. Is what you're saying?
No, that's my goal in life, is to have that many tattoos.
I'm swallowing Matt's arms too. I'm with that. Let's all.
I'd let you both come over and each give you an arm to try and swallow.
There you go.
I'd fist both your throats.
Like, oh god, Cult of Chucky.
Yes.
That's smart.
I love how this is so nonsensical now. It's everywhere.
I mean, you're welcome.
I'm going to swallow Tony versus Sheeta. After the match, we got Saraya coming out, taking out Britt. After Hayter and Rebel attack Tony, Riho comes out, makes the save. She looks like a 12-year-old, but apparently
she's adorable.
She is. Apparently, she, according to Mr. Warren Hayes, is the NXT Slayer or the Paul Levesque Slayer, because every time she's on TV, they pop a rating for. I mean, she's great. She is.
She was the first AEW Women's Champion for a reason.
Very true.
Yeah, because Kenny Omega gave it to her.
Fuck off. Doesn't matter.
Tony and Sheeta was a great match.
It was.
So
I agree.
I didn't like how commentary was trying to play it off like they're the best of friends, and how weird is it that you're like facing your friend and all this other stuff. And it's like the friendship isn't that long of a friendship.
I mean, it might not have been long on TV, but I'm pretty sure they probably worked together in Japan. So
that's a lot of assumptions. That's a lot of assuming. We're assuming that there's no clear indication.
I'm pretty sure in This Week in Women's Wrestling History, at one point, Katie has covered them working together in Japan. So
I probably have. I have a lot of notebooks.
That's assuming. We need to go back and check the stats. We need to go check the record book. That's what we need to do.
Well, do you want to go check the record book, or do you want to spit or swallow?
Who swallowed Rio?
I did. And I was talking about Katie because it's her show, and she said she's got the books. How would you check her record books?
Then why is Katie's like, isn't it my turn? I'm like,
because you were about to talk.
You started talking.
After I said, are you going to check the record books? Or you're going to spit or swallow? You started talking.
So ergo, I didn't. I was confused. I was confuzzled.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Thank you. I'm spitting everything Jay Lethal and Darby Allin, because why the fuck are we still doing this? I don't know what Lethal was talking about, being like, oh, I know your weakness. They probably have Sting kidnapped somewhere because that's his dad. So like that's probably what they're doing. I mean, using the gate, okay, or like the big garage door. Okay, cool, sure. But who cares? Nobody gives a fuck about this feud. Why is Jay Lethal still doing stuff? Why is Darby still doing stuff? I get it. People like him. I do like Darby's theme. I will say that. But I don't care about this feud anymore. Yeah, their first match was cool. All right. I didn't need another match. I don't need this. I don't care. And Bakley proved my point. So thank you.
Doesn't mean they're friends.
Shut up.
I worked together with a lot of people. I worked together with a lot of people in the past. Doesn't mean I'm friends with them. They're coworkers. There's a difference.
In kayfabe, they're friends. We can move on from this. Yeah, I don't need Darby and Jay Lethal in anything, let alone together going forward. I feel bad for Sting that he got roped in with Darby and now he's stuck in all of this bullshit.
It's because they both have face paint. That's why they got roped in together.
Darby's weakness is a sale at Hot Topic.
That's my weakness. Shit, I love a good sale of Hot Topic.
And poorly produced emo music.
Yeah. Stop calling me out like this. Darby is an emo teenage girl. I am an emo teenage adult woman. I'm basically still a teenager.
You're an emo teenage girl at heart.
Forever and always. It's not a phase,
and
Mom.
Darby has the body of an emo teenage girl, so like it works.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah. Vince, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow hothead Jey Uso because they came in, they took care of business, they did the bidding of the tribal chiefs, they took out Sheamus, they were celebrating the back, they were hyping out Solo Sikoa, and then they're like, okay, Sammy's like, okay, we're done, let's go, like we're out, we're going out on top, and then Jay's like, nah, night's only starting. Logan Paul's coming out here. We're gonna go fuck with him. Sammy, being the honorary use that he is, said, hey man, the tribal chief said to steer clear of Logan Paul. Do not go near him. Do not engage him. He didn't want him to think that he was in the bloodline or the tribal chief's head. What does Jay say? Nah, fuck that. We still gonna do that. What does Jay do? He goes outside while Logan Paul is there, and he goes ahead and disobeys the tribal chief. Sami Zayn comes out to try to sway him. I'm like, hey, come on, let's go. Come on, let's stop this. When he had the upper hand on Logan Paul, he decides to go against the honorary use, and he gets rocked. He gets socked. He gets knocked the fuck out by Logan Paul. And it looks like the hothead that Sami Zayn has been saying he is. So I'm swallowing Jey Uso, just kind of like proving Sami Zayn right, that he was the right choice by being the honorary use, and that like Jay is right now jeopardizing the bloodline. I like this whole hothead Jey Uso like storyline. It's fucking great. I like the little like sub story inside the bloodline.
I don't like that Logan Paul knocked him out, but shout out.
No,
to Chris.
I didn't like that either. I just like the consequences.
Shout out to Chris, first time watcher. We appreciate you joining us. I am swallowing Sheamus, losing to Solo Sikoa. Yep. Did anyone else see the giant fucking booger in Sheamus's nose mid-match? Am I the only one that saw snot-nosed Sheamus?
Wait, what?
You might have been. I wasn't.
There was a point where Sheamus had Solo up, and he just had like this giant fucking booger hanging.
Oh, like the time when Kurt Angle won the WWE Championship and he had the booger just hanging. Oh my god, I gotta go back and watch it now.
I didn't notice, but I mean,
did you know that Kurt Angle had a booger inside his ear when like he won the WWE Championship at least?
Braun had a booger tonight too. Big old booger just poking out of his nose while he was trying to step up to Omos, but we're not.
I guess boogers. I'm just not paying attention to the noses.
The nostrils.
Dude, look up more people's noses on wrestling. What are you doing with your life, Katie?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Shows you
also,
shorter, apparently.
Even though Sheamus is, fucking Sheamus, banger after banger after banger, Usos wrecked Sheamus's arm with the chair on the steps. Stammy tries to call that down, and then you laid out everything that happened afterwards with Jay being a disrespectful little shit and then getting knocked out for it, which is kind of what he gets, but also because it was Logan Paul, who I don't really believe can throw a shoot punch.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a fixed match with whoever, so clearly he
can't do shit. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah, Mayweather. Like, that match was fixed as fuck. You can't tell me otherwise. I don't even watch boxing, and I know.
What? That's really dumb.
It was. It was like the dumbest shit ever. Like, he actually, like, if I'm not mistaken, he knocked him out. And then Floyd picked him up and held him up. It kind of just like.
Yeah, he knocked his ass out cold, and he's leaning against Mayweather.
They made up.
Holding him up.
They call him Money.
Salsa dancing together when he was holding him up.
Terrible.
So that was Vince, which means it's on me. I am swallowing the. You'll never get it on me. I'm swallowing the MJF promo. Regal made promises that Max didn't believe he delivered on. Regal said he made Mox who he is by lighting a fire under him, and he wondered, or Max who he is by they look so similar in my notes, by lighting a fire under him, and that's why he didn't return his call, or he sent the message after making these promises saying, hey, I don't think she's going to be one of the Wyatt Six. I don't think that the Wyatt Six is going to be a faction, personally. And if it is, I don't know that it's going to be 6 people, but we'll see how it plays out. Tells him, you don't put your hands on Tony. If you want to be a devil, prove it now. Turns his back, gives him a free shot. MJF doesn't take it. And then he's like, you still got a lot to prove, kid. Like, that whole thing between Regal and MJF was fucking fantastic. And I truly don't believe that MJF is turning babyface. I think he's just fucking with us, trying to give us a little bit of hope so he does something really fucked up at the pay-per-view when he beats Mox and takes the title. It proves that he's still the rat bastard that we all know he is.
Listen, Max is the most rat bastard of a human being I've ever seen in my entire life, and I fucking love it. I love it now. Him coming back has made me appreciate him, just because like these promos have been incredible. That would be crazy if that happens. It's the whole promo. Max constantly. This man has so many villain Warden stories. It's insane. I love it. I mean, he was a Punk fan, and Punk didn't like go up to the signing or whatever the fuck that one was, and like he has this one with Regal because he was 19 and he wanted to be in the business, and Regal was like, send me a match and a promo every month, and then on the third month he's just like, no. Regal said, you're done. That whole interaction was incredible. Regal continuously calling him Sunshine in like a derogatory way. I love it. It's so good. Yes.
Look,
you guys are right on our parade.
He's about to. I can tell. He said,
okay, before I even say anything, and it's fine. I don't really want to say anything. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just trying to be contradictory or just contradicting you guys just to contradict you guys. Yes.
After you used the soundbite on Katie and she got mad at you, did you delete it out of the soundbite so I couldn't use it against you?
My evil reign of tyranny continues. I just thought it'd be funny because I knew you'd be looking for it. So, yes.
Wow.
Yes. I
Say what?
See, now
you gave him too much power.
Possibly.
I didn't give him this power.
No, he didn't actually. I gave it to myself. Again, my reign of tyranny continues. I am the true villain here, not Maxwell.
You're the true rat bastard, not Max.
There you go. Nice transition back to Max. But like I said, again, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to be very jaded towards a lot of the AEW product that's being placed on TV, aside from the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, because it's kind of like I saw the promo and like I'm hearing there.
It was a request from the chat. You got to go with the chat.
It was a request.
Okay, well, move on then. Let's move on then.
And I got you back for being on some slick shit and deleting sound bites so that they couldn't be used against you. Because the fuck is that, Vince? If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you're not enjoying AEW, you're not like I've always said, enjoy what you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, like if it's not for you, it's not for you. Everyone has their own things. JJ doesn't like MJF. She wants to sell her tickets that she has floor seats for because she's thinking MJF is going to be champion when they come to Indianapolis. Like, it is what it is. But objectively, in my opinion, this was fantastic. This was fun, and I'm looking forward to where it's going.
I'm not, because look, like I said, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to like go against the grain, because like the whole Wardlow stuff, like, yeah, I just don't care about the guy, and like, but I like to like go against the grain here, just like because I think it's like content, you know, like it's content, you know, whatever. But outside of that bubble, it's just like I don't fucking get like I'm supposed to have sympathy for this fucking dude. Like you were being a little bitch about a fucking email, and it's like why am I supposed to cheer you? Like I don't get it. Like he's always doing this whole thing, like, oh, he's gonna be face. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna be a face. He's not gonna be a face. Even if he does become a face, he's not gonna be a good baby face. Like the crowd just eats everything MJF up, and it's just like he's not that fucking good. Like it wasn't that fucking good. Like me personally, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think it was that good. When Regal's promo was better, I enjoyed that much better. And I think the thing that really took me out of the whole thing was the whole Because I feel like MJF just crosses the line. Like he gets really good to a certain point and he crosses the line. Like for me, the line that he crossed that I thought was just like in bad poor taste was the like, oh, I saw that like that happened and I wanted to kill myself. And it's like, bro, you're making light of that shit. Like I took it the wrong way. Yes. Did I take it the wrong way? Yes. But I didn't personally like it.
Let me say this. Let me play devil's advocate here.
Let's also go with off himself, just so they scan this video.
Yeah.
That kind of thing might get you in trouble.
Yeah.
That kind of thing will get you kicked out.
Thanos himself. He wanted to Thanos himself.
If you have this desire, this dream to do something from the time you were a child, and then you finally get to try it and do it, and someone sees something in you and they want to help you achieve that dream, you do everything you can that they ask you to help you achieve that. You send them this and that, and then you wait for the response. If you're putting everything you have, heart, soul, mind, body, blood, sweat, tears, everything, well, okay, yeah, that's just Max being Max. But you have this dream, you're doing everything you can, this is your life's work, this is something you've wanted to do for your entire life. And then having it be crushed by someone you admired and looked up to, yeah, we don't know, and a 19-year-old at that, we don't know what his life was like. We don't know what was going on in his brain. It's mental health. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. That very well could have been how Max was. Like, we don't know.
You're
He's
right.
always
That's
been
a fair
one
point.
to cross a line. Yeah, he has crossed multiple lines in multiple different promos. That's literally just how he's been. That's just how his promos have been.
It never resonates with me.
And that's fine.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't have to.
Like I said, totally valid point. And you know what? You're right. Maybe that could have been exactly what he's feeling. And if that was what he was feeling at the time, then I resent my comment. If that was truly what he felt, if it really like was that emotional, but like with Mac with MJF, I just don't believe anything he says. He doesn't come off as authentic nor organic with like the promos for me. Like,
and that's fine. And I wouldn't say he's a baby face or a face. It's more so the fact that people love to hate him, and people either love to hate him or people just really like how he says things. He's not a baby face in any way, shape, or form. He's still getting booed everywhere he goes because he says off the wall shit and still insults people. He's not a baby face or a face in general.
No, he's not. But he like ever since he came back, he's been doing like oh, I'm thinking to turn into a baby face type thing, and it's like it's whatever. We can move on. We wasted too much time on AJF. I defeated my whole purpose.
You do that a lot. Also, things I've learned today: Vince supports bad dads and is against having passion. Those are the things I've learned today. Vince, spit or swallow?
I thought you would have brought it up by now, but I'm gonna swallow Bray Wyatt's Shield.
I'm on AEW, and seeing as you didn't swallow anything from AEW and pretty much ignored its existence, may not have even watched the show. I have not gotten to Bray Wyatt yet.
I watched the whole show. I watched every single bit of the show. I just don't have anything to spit or swallow from it.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt's Shield-esque promo on SmackDown. I loved everything. It felt fantastic. Like it was just like perfect Bray Wyatt. It was probably one of the better things on SmackDown. Like I ate it up. Like I wasn't sure
promo
because okay. So remember when like the Shield were doing their promos and like they would have like this like backstage like light with them, like it felt like the same setting like that the Shield would be in when they cut their promos backstage. You know what I mean?
No, but I don't really remember backstage Shield promos. So
I don't think like you were barely coming back from wrestling, weren't you?
I went to Payback when Shield wrestled Evolution, so
that was the Shield's last match.
Yeah, but I was watching and then went to Payback, so at that point I was watching. But No, he talked about how he was ready to quit, and then he's happy that we didn't let him. He's going to do terrible, terrible things and go where the circle takes him. And I talked a little bit about this in a group chat and mentioned it to Katie just in case I didn't make it so she could talk about it. But everything with Uncle Howdy to me feels a little bit like, and some of you non-horror fans are going to get this, and I'm not going to explain it. It feels like the Man in Black from Halloween 5 and 6 guiding Michael Myers, where he said that he does not have control anymore. He is just going to go where the circle takes him. He's a servant, and he's going to follow the circle or the thorn, whatever. And then Uncle Howdy also has this whole thing with a QR code where there's the mental patient evaluation form that's mostly blacked out. And while his thing's going on, it says lie to the ones you love. We get a little glimpse of his face, which is screenshot all over Twitter. Everything Bray Wyatt does and has been doing since he's been back, I've loved. I honestly have not, once The Fiend left, there was not a character on TV I was as invested in, and I wanted someone to be that person for me, and they weren't. And now that Bray's back, I'm as invested as I was when all of the Fiend stuff was going on, and it feels so good to really, really love and care about something in wrestling this way.
Mm-hmm. When Bray talks, like, you just have to listen. Like, that's the effect he has on wrestling. Like, the months leading up to his return, his very impassioned promo in the ring last week, the promo tonight, everything about it is so interesting and intriguing, and it keeps you searching and guessing, and that's part of the fun. We don't need to know everything, but dropping little Easter eggs like QR codes still, and having them mean something or being a part of something bigger that we don't fully know yet. It's so fucking good. I used to never watch SmackDown until I started doing fucking recap shows. So, like, I was never a big SmackDown person, but now that I know Bray is 100% on SmackDown, like, it was Roman and the Bloodline stuff keeping me watching SmackDown, but now Roman's part-time, as he should be. Man's worked his ass off. Now Bray is the main reason I'm watching SmackDown. Because you don't know what's coming next. You don't know if there's going to be a stable. We don't know if these characters are going to continue to come to life. We don't know really anything yet. We know Uncle Howdy. That's the name we got tonight.
Yeah, I like that.
That's all we got. And it's so fucking good and so cool to watch. I love it.
We at least know Uncle Howdy might either be that member or one of the members of this Wyatt Six if it is a group. If not, he's gonna be a key piece of this whole new story, which I like. There's so many different pieces in this story, and we're just like literally slowly piecing them together, and we still not even close to the final picture, the final puzzle that is this new Bray Wyatt character.
Sorry, Chris. We cover everything through Rampage every week when we go live. So if we gave you any spoilers, I apologize. Also, I did not scan the QR code. I never do, but I have a bunch of awesome group chats that take care of that for me and then post everything that they find. So then I can find out what was on the group chat. Somebody did call it. And as he said, "Oh no, not me. I never lost control" is what plays when you call the number on there. So
smart. So fucking cool.
I am swallowing Dalton fucking Castle because I had no idea who the fuck Dalton Castle was. But again, much like Quincy, this man gives off very much Rack vibes. He's got trunks pulled up to his nipples. He got the Cody Rhodes entrance. He's got the boys fanning him. I was really entertained. I had not seen much of anything from Dalton Castle, but him being out there, is a swallow. Him losing to Jericho is a spit. Jericho doing a tombstone, you disrespectful piece of shit, is a spit, because I personally believe no one but Kane, and not even now, because fuck Glenn Jacobs, should be doing the tombstone, but The Undertaker.
Yes. Listen,
What about if Bray started doing the tombstone?
No.
I'm glad you're on the Dalton Castle train. I can attempt to explain why his trunks are so high. If you saw like above the blue, like he had the black brace, it's because he broke his back.
Okay.
It's like that's when he won the Ring of Honor title the first time. I don't know if he's a 2-time champion or not, but he broke his back and still carried the title for like 100+ days.
This man, Jericho stuck his hand out at the beginning of the match to shake his hand. This man reached deep down into his pants, fondled and rubbed his hand all over his satchel, and then flicked off Jericho. It was fantastic. All of the disrespect to Jericho.
The boys, him being a flamboyant peacock, calling Jericho a silly little goose, which is my favorite insult of all time. I love Dalton fucking Castle. I love this man so much. He's just joy. He's just a joyous man. But fuck Chris Jericho. He sucks.
Unfortunately, I skipped everything. But fuck Chris Jericho. Unfortunately, I skipped everything Dalton Castle because Jericho was involved. I do know of Dalton Castle. I can appreciate Dalton Castle. He is a great man. I unfortunately did not see him on Dynamite because everything Jericho does not exist on Dynamite at the moment for me.
Him using the boys as weapons against Hager.
He's done that in ROH
using
too.
The
that was
boys
so good.
to step up.
Thanks, Sexy Chat Site 69.
Wait, there was no link there. How am I going to see your private photo here?
That is the private photo. It's pointing to it.
You see the arrow? It's pointing to...
It's kind of like the Create a Wrestler avatar from the old SmackDown before you could like actually upload a picture of your wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it just had like, yeah. Or the vacant. Sexy Chat 69.site is vacant.
That's Vacant's OnlyFans
no.
burner account. There you go.
We will get there, JJ. Don't worry, we will get there. Dalton Castle, big swallow from the Warden, Matt Ritter, Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, and it sounds like even Vince, even though he didn't watch it. So,
I like Dalton Castle. He's a gem. Yeah. He should be on the cock.
Katie, spit or swallow.
Since it's on the screen. Willow Nightingale finally got her fucking graphic and is now officially all elite, as she should be. We're talking about people being joyous little rays of sunshine. That is Willow Nightingale. I love this woman to death. This precious baby angel of a human being.
Bundle of energy and joy.
She has been working her ass off for AEW. Finally got this graphic after a match with Layla Gray. It was supposed to be against Penelope Ford, but Penelope Ford apparently is injured again. Yes, Matt.
Also, shout out for JJ. I got my chocolate fix on Rampage between Willow, Layla, and Kira Hogan. So,
shout out to Kira Hogan.
Swallowing a shot of chocolate on Rampage.
Shot of chocolate. Double shot of chocolate, actually, it sounds like. It was a double.
But Willow Nightingale finally getting signed. And yeah, like, you don't have to like AEW. You don't have to like Tony Khan. But you will like the fact that Willow Nightingale got signed to this company. That's to anybody who shits on AEW. And you're allowed to. But you will love and respect the fact that this woman got signed to this company. I will take no questions about it.
Vince said he's for it. I'm for it. Katie's for it. Swallow Willow Nightingale.
Shut up, bitch. Swallow.
Oh, you added it back.
My reign of terror.
Yeah, shut up, bitch. Swallow or spit, whatever you would like to do.
That was actually my last one. Was actually Bray. Like
Okay.
I'm actually done with the spit and or swallow. Wait. Yeah, that's it. I was about to mention Johnny Gargano, but I already talked about that.
Okay. I'm spitting the Hangman injury, the concussion, the people freaking out online about whether or not he broke his neck and speculating. I'm not going to get too much into it. I was not a fan of the Mox promo afterwards. I've talked about it, this and that. I didn't like the way it came off, but that was just me. It is what it is. He does end up calling out MJF. MJF does come in, cashes in for Full Gear, says he's going to earn it. As Bakley said in the chat, handed William Regal the chip, brought the ref out, did all of those things. All of that was fantastic. The match up until the lariat, which caused a concussion, fantastic. But spitting, just the fact that Hangman got hurt, because that sucks.
Yes.
Concussions are serious. We've seen these serious side effects in wrestling of concussions. So while I know everyone's like, oh, thank God he didn't break his neck, it's like, yes, but he is still concussed, and that is still a big deal.
I was not a fan about how when the medics and the trainer came to check on Hangman, and Mox kind of did this whole thing about like the match not continuing type thing. And it's just like, it can be taken the wrong way. I'm not sure what he meant by that. Like, I don't know if he was just pissed that the match got called off. I don't know what he was like, what the gesture was towards, but the way it looks on TV, it was like, man, fuck this shit. Fuck Hangman for not being able to hang, you know? And I'm not saying that's what Mox meant, but it's just like, it didn't come off right. It didn't sit well with me. And especially because like,
that's why I said I wasn't going to get into it. So perception, regardless, not a fan of the way that promo went.
You said ding ding ding.
You were gonna use that on Savannah.
So yeah, that is a spit for me. Katie, spit or swallow?
This is my last one because everything else was said. The Acclaimed winning the match and getting the Scissor Me trademark back because Mark Sterling's a little.
Swallow that. He loves the Acclaimed.
Yeah,
I watch Rampage. Okay. So here's the thing. I didn't put it in my notes because I don't watch Rampage because I never watch Rampage. I just watched the match or like the ending of the match on YouTube, so I saw everything of it. So I will swallow that with Katie. I just forgot to write it on my notes.
Continue, Katie.
Sorry.
But Mark Sterling's a little bitch, and I'm glad he got his nuts stumped out because you can't be out here taking everyone's fucking trademark. You fucking Karen. You stupid bitch.
I guess that's how trademark law works. If it didn't, he wouldn't be able to. But I agree.
Why?
Because he's an asshole.
Exactly. And he got his ass beat. I'm sorry, his nuts beat. As he should have.
I got
scissored, actually.
I'm with you on that. I've got two more. One I know Katie's not going to agree with. So I'm swallowing Ronda Rousey saying fuck the fans. It's about time Ronda said fuck the fans because the fans have said fuck Ronda Rousey, including this wrestling fan down here, for a long time. So yeah, have Ronda say fuck the fans, have her be a complete and total asshole, have her be
doing
the person that everyone thinks she is, because I feel like she's a more natural heel than she ever was a babyface. So yeah. And I'm also swallowing and spitting. I'm swallowing Matt Hardy being put on Dark Elevation, but I'm spitting the fact that he tried to rap in his promo.
What?
That was fucking awful. You heard what I just said.
The only Matt that should be attempting to rap is Ritter. That's the only Matt that gets that stamp of approval.
I agree.
He gets the B-Rabbit approval.
Listen, I'm just saying Ronda's a bitch, and I'm glad everyone else gets to finally see that. I'm glad she's living that truth. Like, bitch, we know you suck, and you're kind of actually a piece of shit, so I'm glad you're just embracing it and letting everyone else see.
I don't know. Ronda doesn't strike me as a woman that actually would be willing to suck off her man. Wait, or was that not where you were going with the whole Ronda sucks?
What the fuck?
That's where my mind went. It was like,
I wonder where your mind is right now, Vicente.
We don't know. We don't know.
I think Ronda gives good head. I don't think, I'm sorry. I think Ronda gives head, not good head.
I don't think Ronda does give head, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
No, I do.
And I'm gonna spit the fact that Ronda doesn't give head because you should always be A giving
You can't
partner.
spit a hypothetical unless you know for a fact Ronda doesn't give head. You can't spit that she doesn't do something.
Unless you're
You don't know that
there
she doesn't.
when her and whatever the fuck her husband's name is.
Are you Googling, does Ronda Rousey give head?
No, I was
Oh,
about to ask the chat and you guys, should I at Ronda? I'm like, hey, do you give your husband head?
I mean,
if you want her husband to murder you, then absolutely yes, because he will find you and he will fuck you up.
I will
No, he
find you,
won't.
and I will kill you.
He will. Katie, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
Oh man, I think I gotta give it to NXT Alumni Edition. I mean, Rhea Ripley came back and wrestled KO. Shinsuke Nakamura. It was a good time.
She said Alumni Edition.
Am I wrong?
He doesn't follow me on Twitter, so he doesn't catch these things. I tweet them out. You should really have your notifications on for when I tweet, so you're not.
I don't go on Twitter like that.
You should, because I'm fucking hilarious. I'm fantastic. You should really follow me more, closely.
Allison, I don't really care if I get blocked by her.
I am cheating this week, but it's my show, and just like on the She Elite Showcase, fuck it, I'll make my own rules. I'm swallowing WWE because Raw gave me Seth Rollins beating Matt Riddle again, SmackDown gave me Bray Wyatt, and NXT gave me Shotzi Blackheart as the motherfucking host of Halloween Havoc, and I don't want to choose. So my favorite show this week was WWE as a whole.
Well, okay, so that's 2 votes for NXT. Perfect.
Can I swallow Mucha Lucha because I watched it this week?
You can, sure. It's wrestling.
I'm swallowing Mucha Lucha.
All right, so best show of the week.
There was a Ricochet on the show, too. There you go.
By proxy, NXT, seeing it 1 1/3 votes per the Smackin' It Raw podcast, Daddy Delgado, Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, and the Warden Matt Ritter. Vince, plug yourself.
Butt plugging myself. Got it. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SCS. I like the face you were not expecting that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The link tree in my bio will take you to everything Straight Talk, Smackin' It Raw, Creation World, the works. With Straight Talk, we dropped 3 episodes this week. On Wednesday, we did the Western and Eastern Conference standing predictions. Today, this morning, we did our Chicago Bulls team preview. On Tuesday, I'm going to be recording and releasing, collaborating with Wednesday Night Wallop about the Toronto Raptors team preview. And on Saturday, I'm going to be working with Reek Havoc to do a Brooklyn Nets team preview. So if you like basketball and you want to hear me talk basketball with other podcasters in the wrestling world, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, download. 5-star rating.
You said you dropped 3 episodes, and then you said 2 of those episodes, and then you said you're recording 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And that math doesn't add up.
So
what was the 3rd episode you dropped that you didn't mention?
I said Wednesday I dropped 2 episodes. Eastern Conference standings, Western Conference standings, 2 separate episodes. Then the Chicago Bulls team preview on today, this morning. Those are the 3 that I dropped this week. Next week I'm recording 2. Yeah,
you didn't make that very clear. It just sounded like the Eastern and Western, whatever, basketball's bullshit stuff was 1 episode. But if you enjoy bullshit, you should definitely go check out Vince's podcast because he is great at talking about bullshit.
Vince is extra sassy today. I live in sass.
Katie and all of her shoulders, will you please plug yourself for the listeners?
Of course. You can follow me on Twitter at KaterWrestling13, link to my to all things She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, unless something happens, youtube.com/She Elite Showcase. Watch videos because they're way more entertaining, even though it's very scuffed because my computer hates me. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you like to listen. She Elite is the brand. It's the weekly show so my co-host and I do. Inside the Mind of, the interview series I do. Matt's lovely, beautiful wife is the latest episode, so go please check that out. We had a great conversation. I love his wife so much. I can't wait to come back to Chicago and hang out with her. And Matt.
She's
and
way
the baby.
better than I am, let's be honest.
What about me?
Maybe. We'll see.
What if I bring Jesus with me? What if I could finagle Jesus from Houston?
We'll
bring
see.
him over.
We'll see. And there will be a Inside the Mind of dropping on Halloween. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's
A lot of shoulder on that episode, I hear.
there's a lot happening.
Definitely don't want to miss that. Definitely.
No.
From what
So
I hear,
that one's
don't wanna miss that.
pre-recorded, correct?
That one has been recorded for a few weeks now.
Who was on that episode?
That is a surprise.
That is not being said until
You got to follow the
it is
QR
released.
codes and the clues and figure it out for your fucking self.
Exactly.
I'm the only one that knows besides Katie and
Yes.
maybe 3 people I told that weren't Vince.
Yeah, there's maybe like a total of like 5 people who know who the guest is, because I told like one person. But yeah, so that'll be fun. In the crowd on hiatus until I figure everything out. My co-host Savannah has her show New Japan Takeover, which is also kind of on a hiatus, and she still has no idea what's going on with her other show. So yeah, and you know, find me here.
You can. And as always, you can follow me at Matt Ridder, MTTRIDDER, on Twitter only. Also on Twitter, you can follow Getting Off. It is the #1 horror podcast on Pornhub. We dropped an episode where we reviewed Halloween Ends. It was me. It was Alexis from Down for the Count. It was Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, Wreak Havoc, and Just from the Get Show podcast. We had a great conversation, talked about a bunch of crazy shit. If you check out the live stream, the post show is fantastic as well as normal. And if you stick around for this, there will be a post show as well. So after we sign off, don't leave. Also, Facebook.com/groups/Smackin Raw, Linktree/Smackin Raw will get you everything Smackin Raw, whether it's Pornhub, the YouTube, all of those great things, as well as where you can find me. Getting Off has a Linktree too, so you can go specifically find that stuff as well. For my co-host and the sassy one, Daddy Delgado, SES Vince,
the sassy Sultan,
and Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe, I am the Warden, Matt Ridder, the patron saint of podcasting, and we have been the Smackin It Raw podcast.
Shut up, bitch. Swallow.